What's up guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me for this YouTube video. Now this video is going to be a slightly different video to my usual. I've wanted to do this video for a long time because I think it's really important that I get this out there, and we're going to be dispelling 5 of what I think are some of the biggest fitness myths out there, so you guys can walk away thinking, oh, you know what, I generally believe that, and now James has put the world right. So this is what I'm doing. I've got my coffee, which I've just freshly brewed. I don't usually drink coffee that much, so if I'm flying in about 2 to 3 minutes, then that is why. Right, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to be talking about 5 fitness myths. Some of them you may know already, some of them you may be thinking, wow, I didn't actually know that. Thanks, James. You're welcome in advance. But these are also things that I used to believe, and some of them only a few years ago. So even with all my fitness and training background, I used to believe some of this shit, and it's bad that it's still floating around the internet. So like I said, I'm just trying to put the world right here, trying to help you guys out. Okay, myth number 1, morning workouts are better than, start that again, just burped. Morning workouts are better than any other workouts in the day. i.e., training fasted is better than training unfasted. Now, this is something that I used to believe only 2 years ago. I used to be a 6 AM, get up, not have anything, just water, go to the gym and work out for an hour, because I thought on an empty stomach, my body will be using its own reserves and own fat reserves, and I'm gonna be burning through fat quicker. Wrong. Training fasted is no better than training unfasted. And here's why. All it is when you're training is you're just using different energy reserves. So nothing changes to your body composition. So whether you have breakfast before you train or breakfast after you train, that food is still going to be inside you, but just at different points. The only difference is that when you're training, you're going to be using, energy reserves maybe from food that you've eaten the night before. I won't get into the details of that because it's irrelevant, but it's a big thing. And often I do get a lot of people asking me if training on an empty stomach is better and if training in the morning is better. On that note, I'd say train whenever suits you and whatever you can do most consistently. Training in the morning is fantastic because you can get it out of the way. Training in the evening is great because you can do it before bed and you can have a blowout if you've had a bad day. One thing I would say though is that I read in this book, Matthew Walker, Why We Sleep, genius. It takes a good 2-3 hours upon waking for our bodies to return to its normal temperature level. If you are working out first thing in the morning, your body is still warming up and still waking up. And so performance-wise, you're probably not going to be lifting as much as you would be, say, at midday, which is when you're at your optimum. But we're only talking if you're like an Olympic athlete or, a proper sportsman. It doesn't make that much difference. If you are looking for the optimum time in the day to train and you're looking to smash out a PR or really have a good session, midday 1 o'clock is when all world records most world records are broken around that time, because we are at our peak performance. If you're going to train in the evenings, all I say is just make sure you're not fatiguing yourself too much throughout the day and that you've got enough energy to to put in a good training session. But remember, it's quality over quantity. Okay, myth number 2, you cannot choose where your body decides to lose fat. I repeat, you cannot choose where your body decides to lose fat. This is very much based on your genetics. If you are going to be in a calorie deficit, which is what you need to lose body fat, burning more calories than you're consuming or consuming less calories than you're burning, because of your genetics, your body will lose weight maybe different to the person next to you when the weight first starts dropping off. So for example, some women and men lose a lot of weight around their waist, others lose it first in their thighs, some lose it in their arms. Some people, arms is the last place for it to go. You cannot decide where your body loses fat. So that brings me up to the thing, it's called spot reduction. It doesn't exist. And it's the same with doing crunches to get a 6-pack. It doesn't work, people. Same with trying to lose, arm fat, doing loads of tricep pull downs or bicep curls. It doesn't work. You can only choose where your body puts on muscle. but you can't choose where it puts on where it loses fat, sorry. So this is why it's funny, because like my ab workouts are super popular, and I do love a good workout. I think it's really, really important to have good, strong abs, but doing 1,000 crunches a day isn't gonna get you a six-pack. What gets you a six-pack is you know, burning those calories to then create the deficit, which then means you drop body fat. I'm glad we're good on that one. So the next time you're in the gym and you're wanting to get a six-pack, do like big, you know, like big compound lifts, like your squats, your bent over rows, your bench press. That's the stuff that uses a hell of a lot of energy, and it's gonna help burn calories, which is what you want to then lose body fat. Unfortunately, you can't decide where that will leave your body first. Myth number 3, cardio burns fat. You can still lose body fat and not do a single bit of cardio. And by cardio, I mean going on a treadmill, going on a bike, rowing, etc. Walking, what we do every day, it counts as cardio, but not really. But just by walking, you are burning calories, which is essentially what we want to lose body fat, again, to create that deficit that we're after. So when people say to me, oh, how much cardio do I need to be doing to lose weight? You could be running on the running machine for an hour, but if you're consuming too many calories not to create that deficit, it doesn't matter that you've burnt, you know, 300, 400 calories running. If you're consuming more than that, you're not gonna lose fat. So really, cardio doesn't make the difference whether you're losing fat or not. It's that energy balance, the calories in, calories out. Cardio is just a good form of burning more calories, also for getting fit. And that's why I'd always recommend doing some cardio. But again, if you wanna go swimming, if you wanna do yoga, if you wanna do Pilates, if you wanna lift weights, these are all great forms of exercise that will also, you know, get your body doing a load of different things. For me, I'm biased, kind of, but I think weight training is by far the best thing that you can do if you're looking to drop body fat and you're looking to tone, get that nice shape on your body. Myth number 4, I need a bit of coffee for this one. Women get bulky when they lift weights. This is honestly one of the biggest questions that I think a lot of women ask in general, like all fitness instructors and anyone who comes to me before, you know, personal training or online coaching, they always say, but James, I don't want to get too muscular. Listen, ladies, it is not in your genetics to put on muscle and to be bulky. Have you ever seen, oh, it's the doorbell. Right, I'll be back in 2. Sorry about that, we're back in. Where was I? Have you ever seen a massive hench bulky woman? Ever? In the gym, in the street? Don't lie to yourself and don't lie to me. The chances are your answer is no. If you have seen a woman who is huge and bulky, it's probably because she's taking stuff that she shouldn't be taking. Steroids. Fear not, ladies. It is incredibly difficult for you to put on muscle and get bulky. Think about it. There's guys out there, myself included, who have been trying to get big and bulky for years, and that's when I'm like on a mission and lifting heavy weights and eating loads of food. It's even hard for guys who have got a lot of testosterone, who are built to be bigger and bulkier, to put on muscle. So if it's hard for us, think about how hard it is gonna be for you. Also, as females, you are more prone to osteoporosis, which is the decaying of bones, as you get older in age. Lifting weights is actually a fantastic way to stimulate your muscles and therefore help strengthen your bones and prevent this from happening to you. And if you're looking for that tone shape, I use the word tone because I think it describes more of a figure rather than what actually happens to your muscles. People say, I want to tone my muscles. Remember, you can only build a muscle or lose muscle, you can't tone it. But the toning kind of shape, if you want that shape, I'd highly recommend lifting weights. It is the best way to get like that. Okay. Myth number 5, the final one. Eating late at night makes you fat, or eating carbs after a certain time makes you fat. I'm gonna get a banana. This banana is the same banana whether you eat it at 9 AM or 9 PM. It doesn't suddenly grow in calories as you hit 9 PM, okay? Or it doesn't suddenly shrink in calories if you eat it at 9 AM. It stays the same. A banana is a banana, whether you eat it at 9 AM or 9 PM. If you're eating straight before bed, if you're gonna chomp down a massive meal and fall asleep, digestion wise, that's not great, because your body functions better when it's awake, when it's digesting food. So I think people think that sometimes your digestion slows down if you're falling asleep straight away. Now that's probably partially true, I don't know, but the big thing is that don't be afraid to be eating, you know, dinner at 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening, so long as you're not going to bed straight after. You know, you're allowing an hour, 2 hours for your food to digest. And again, it's the same with eating carbohydrates. You know, a bowl of pasta at 9 AM is exactly the same as a bowl of pasta at 9 PM. People think that like your metabolism slows down throughout the day. It doesn't. All that happens with your metabolism is that it works when you eat. So when you eat breakfast, if you eat it first thing in the morning at 7 AM, all you've done is you've fired up your metabolism earlier than someone who maybe doesn't eat breakfast and lunch is their first meal at 1 PM. But that doesn't mean your metabolism is faster, it just means it's working earlier on. Now, we do all have different levels of metabolism, and that is down to, you know, in part genetics. But again, don't be afraid to eat food later on in the evening. And that is about it. I hope this video has been useful. It's slightly different to my usual, you know. I know you guys like to see what I eat and what I get up to and gymming and stuff. I'm gonna be doing more of those videos, because again, I've got a wicked photo shoot coming up, so I'm gonna film all of my prep for that and my gym routine and what I'm eating for it, because I wanna look shredded. And I've got some wicked challenges that I'm going to do once I've done the photo shoot. I love doing the food challenges, but I've got to be sensible until this shoot's over. I hope you found the myth busting helpful. Again, I'm always talking about this on my Instagram, so please check out my Instagram here. Give me a follow if you're not already. Also, if you found this video useful, share it with your mates, send it to your parents, you know, make it go viral around the school, you know, help me out a little bit. Tell your mates to subscribe to my channel. We're gonna be doing lots more of this, but let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. Otherwise, guys, thank you. I'm gonna finish my coffee, and I will see you at the next one.